Hello, it's Brooke-Sidney here, your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. And today I am talking about how to turn that little b, that inner critic, that low self-talk, that low self-concept into the lucky bee, into I am that bee. And y'all know that I don't love to curse, but you picking up what I'm putting down. We're talking all today about getting rid of that negative, lower self-talk and really finding a way to really be our best and highest selves. Before I get into it, I just want to remind you there are two ways to work with me. Both ways are listed below, as well as two amazing communities of like-minded individuals. I've also added an email list, a newsletter sign up below because I've got a lot of amazing things coming out and I would love for you to join that community. So today I am talking about turning that little b into the big B, meaning I am the ish, right? I'm not a big curse word person. So you're picking up what I'm putting down, hopefully. But really that little b is that inner self-critic, that little cynic that never seems to go away. The cynic that we probably picked up a long time ago, maybe in childhood or after a bad breakup or after a big, big disappointment, as a way to stop us from being disappointed, as a way to protect ourselves, as a defense mechanism. So many of my clients are dealing with that. For example, many people are trying to manifest relationships, right? They're trying to manifest the love of their life, this amazing love, this amazing partner, but in the back of their mind, they're hearing thoughts like, I'm not good enough, they'll never choose me, they'll never commit to me, they'll never be loyal to me, or do you remember when so-and-so did, this really hurtful and disrespectful thing? That's when that little inner critic, that little me, that inner B starts popping up, right? And sometimes if we're not using, awareness, and I'll tag that video, if we're not really being aware, we don't have a self-reflective practice, or if you're new to the manifestation journey, you may not be aware that your mind is running this track on repeat. It is just going over and over and over and over and over again. I've had one for years where it's no one cares, no one supports me, those type of things. I'm just being honest with you all. Those are the little things that run in our minds, and they create resistance to our manifestation. But even more importantly, they keep us down. They keep us small. They keep us little. They keep us confined. They keep us in the same place, right? Because in our mind is used to it. Our psyche is used to it. Our subconscious is used to it. That track has been running for so long that we're accustomed to feeling this way. We're accustomed to feeling maybe closed off and thinking that that's a defense mechanism. That's how we are coping. So I've been advising my clients, and so I'm going to advise you here today to make sure that you have some sort of self-reflective process. Make sure that you have some sort of personal check-in. Either it's morning, like morning meditation. I'll tag my meditation video, or morning prayer, something that's allowing you to take a moment to be still and to listen to yourself, to listen to your thoughts. Also, when you find yourself triggered, this is number 2, when you find yourself triggered by something that's happening in your 3D environment, try to pause and not react. I know that is easier said than done. Your girl has been known for reacting in the past. So it's one of those things that's a constant journey to keep working on, but it's really good to take like a helpful pause, take a break. If it's on a phone call, get off the phone, say, I'll call you back. If it's in person, say, I'll take a moment. Or if you're in no contact, sometimes that's a blessing because it gives you the space to monitor what you were thinking and feeling and not react and go down the rabbit hole. Or as I say to a lot of my clients, feed the bears. So you want to take a moment and just pause. And in that pause, notice what exactly is upsetting, what is triggering. And most importantly, what are the thoughts that are triggering you? What are the things, not what the other person is doing, the things internally that you are thinking and feeling? Because when you can start to hear that inner critic or that inner bee, and you can start to hear how you're responding to them and start to notice how your body reacts. You might start noticing you have your stomach hurting, your shoulders go up, you start feeling tight. Maybe you even start feeling like you have a headache, or maybe you can't even breathe, or your heart starts palpitating. Start to pay attention to yourself. This is the power of awareness. This is where we are able to quantum leap into our manifestation and into the reality of who we want to be and into our new reality, whatever we're trying to manifest, when we stop in the tracks, our old patterns, our old ways of thinking, our old ways of being, our old triggers, our old reactivities. These things are coming up. Not so they can keep you down. I'd like to reframe that. They're coming up for us to be able to change them, for us to think about them anew, for us to create new thoughts and new patterns and new ways of thinking and being. And so when it comes up, again, pause, notice what it is, notice what's coming up for you. And then if you are in the space to do so, meaning you're calm, you're feeling neutral, you're feeling good about yourself, try to find a better feeling thought. Try to reframe whatever it is that you're thinking about. Even if it's something as simple as, right now I am, but it's going to change, right? You could say to yourself, oh, I don't feel good about this person. Right now I don't feel good about this person or this relationship, but I will. Or you can even start to say to yourself, I used to feel not good about myself, or I used to feel. That gets you on a momentum of new thoughts, new way of beings, and it also lifts you up. It makes you feel better. You know, we talk about vibration. Vibrations are controlled by the frequency of our thoughts, the frequency of how we are feeling. That's what's creating our vibration. So if you could just become just a tad bit happier, a tad bit more peaceful, it will allow you to then be able to be in the place to think the thoughts. I mean, so many people are skipping over the fact that we are having all of these thoughts and they're creating these emotional reactions within us, and they think that you're just going to stop, full stop, and be able to change them all the time. That's not true. Sometimes we have to distract ourselves, do something peaceful, go take a nap. Abraham Hicks talks about like slow down the momentum. It is true. You cannot sometimes do the full 180 turn from what you were feeling and thinking into the complete opposite. Yes, let's try. Yes, let's reframe. Yes, let's figure out what we're thinking and use an affirmation that feels good and true to us, that is in alignment with where we want to go and our wish fulfilled. But sometimes, y'all, it requires a pause. Sometimes it requires an acknowledgement of, I need a minute. Sometimes it requires just taking some time to go for a walk or taking a breath. You're not going to ruin your manifestation by one single thought or one single triggering event or one single time when their inner bee takes over. However, if it continues to become your dominant state and your dominant way of thinking and being, yes, that is where you will not be manifesting the things that you want. Because how could you? You're not thinking about the things that you want. You're thinking about the things that you don't want. You are focusing your attention and your energy and your normal thought patterning around the things that are upsetting, the things that have been the way that they've been. And so what we're trying to do is to acknowledge the inner bee, that inner critic, and say, hey, you did your job. You kept me safe. You did all the things you were supposed to do. You got me from where I was to where I am now. But in order for me to get from where I am right now to where I want to go, my wish fulfilled, my dream, my ultimate manifestation, the highest me, the best me, the most self-confident and self-loved me, that means I need to change the way I think about myself. I need to change the way I feel about myself. I need to change my thoughts, my speech, both my speech to other people, my speech about things, but most importantly, my inner speech, the way that I talk to myself and the way that I allow this inner bee to squash my dreams, my thoughts, and keep me in a place that I don't want to be. And so the work for us is to acknowledge whatever is coming up for us, try not to react, understand that there's a smaller self, a lower self, this inner bee, this inner critic that loves to come out, that is there all the time until we replace her with our higher self, our best self, that lucky bee that lucky person, that best self concept, that so loved self, that over time, that voice of that inner critic and that little me and that little b gets smaller and smaller and quieter, right? And less dominant state of thinking and being and feeling. And the new self, the one that we're affirming, the one that we're visioning, the one that we're constantly reframing and doing revision on, the one that we are doing the state akin to sleep, having the inner conversations and the imaginal acts, that person, that energy, that voice becomes the loudest. It is my hope that this video has been helpful to you. Make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and turn that bell on, and I will see you soon.